Welcome everybody to our first day in Asuncion. It's a beautiful sunny day here.
It's finally a hot sunny day.
I think it's 31 above.
Yeah.
So
nice.
We're wearing shorts.
We're in
t-shirts.
shorts finally after what, like a month? No,
Yeah.
2 months? I can't remember. A long time.
So it's nice to have this beautiful summer weather here in Asuncion. And we're sitting in a plaza, which is actually 4 plazas. One is the Plaza of Heroes. The one beside it is Plaza O'Leary. Then there's another plaza, the Plaza de la Libertad. And the last plaza is the Plaza of Democracy of Paraguay. So we came here primarily to see the Pantheon of National Heroes and all the surrounding sites to see in this area. So come with us on our first day here in Asuncion. I'm just here in the Plaza of Heroes, which you can see behind me is the oratory of the Virgin of Asuncion and the Pantheon of Heroes. And it's just a green space, as you can see all around here. And it's one of 4 plazas in a square shape. We'll take you across to the other 3. Adjacent to the Plaza of Heroes is the Plaza of Juan E. O'Leary, which is this green space I'm standing in here. I would assume that this statue behind me is a monument to him. These are relatively small parks, about the size of a city block or so. Right next to the 2 previous plazas is the Plaza de la Democracia, a plaza dedicated to democracy here in Paraguay. There's some local artists with a green screen behind me recording something. The 4th plaza in this area that completes the whole conglomerate of plaza is the Plaza de la Libertad, Plaza of Liberty and Freedom. And it looks like a nice place for families and locals to come just to sit and relax. It's a nice green space here. Here we are at the Pantheon of National Heroes. There are guards at arms standing in front of the building. It's a sacred place where the remains of many national heroes are. Let's go in and have a look. So. So we're headed over now to see the House of Independence, which is the building or the house where Paraguay declared its independence. And it's a bit of a museum with some historic documents and items in that. So come with us and see where the freedom and independence of Paraguay first started. Here we've come up to the House of Independence, and from what I understand, it was originally built in 1772. This was an interesting stop at the National House of Independence. It's 250 plus years old, and it's in very nice shape. And
It's very nice.
it's been turned into a museum. It's free entry, so we weren't expecting that. We thought we'd have to pay a few pesos, so that was nice.
Yeah, it only takes about 20 minutes or so to go through the whole place, though. Especially
Yeah.
because it's all in Spanish. But well worth the stop.
Yeah.
So now we are gonna check out another spot. Where are we going? Parliament?
The National, yes.
Parliament. Okay,
Yep.
come on.
Here is the National Congress of Paraguay. Old original buildings that have been restored. So it's it's a working building, so we saw some staff coming out. We can only look from the outside. Lots of police in the area. And right across from me here is Plaza Armas, main plaza, but it looks like it's off limits because it's gated and the gates are closed down. Here's the Legislative Palace. We're going to see if we can see anything other than the outside of it. It's a huge building. There, the tower standing in the background next to the flags is Palacio de Lopez, which is the presidential office and the seat of the government here. We're going to go over there and have a closer look. Here is the Cathedral Metropolitana Nuestra Señora de la Asunción, the Metropolitan Cathedral of Asuncion. And how fitting that beside the Metropolitan Cathedral is the Catholic University. Very nice old brick building. Here we're at a cultural center, which is in a really iconic building here. We're going to see if we can go in. Looks like a school tour is going in right now. But this is one of the must-see buildings, from what I understand, here in Asuncion. So we're in the Cultural Center Museum, and they have a number of rooms with art and historical items, and the building that we're in used to be, we were explained, used to be the Congress, National Congress for Paraguay. And then it was converted into a museum. Here's an art gallery. of Paraguayan art. This looks like more contemporary art. Here from the Cultural Center Museum, we're on the 3rd level, and there's a kind of a panoramic view of the neighborhood called Ricardo Bragada, which, from what I understand, is the poorest neighborhood if in Asuncion, if not in all of Paraguay. Here's another view of Dr. Ricardo Bragada neighborhood. Which is right next to where the old Congress used to be and is now a museum. So it overlooks this neighborhood. And from what I read, there's approximately 20,000 people living in this neighborhood. And as you can see, it is a bit of a shanty town. It's unfortunate. So we finished seeing this museum and cultural center here, and I wanted to share a piece of local information that we discovered when we were in the museum. Talking to the local museum staff, we asked if they could tell us, or if they knew what the reasons were for all of the public plazas being closed down. And what they basically said is they're closed down for security purposes, for security reasons, because there had been people coming to protest, and I guess just protests in general. They're kind of permanently shut down, only open on special occasions like Independence Day and other times like that. So I guess the security of shutting down the public spaces is their way of preventing, I guess, having public places for people to gather to protest.
I understand it's also because of homelessness. They didn't want people sleeping and
they didn't want
living in the parks.
Tent cities. And
yeah. So that's why. So we don't get to see these things up close, just through the gates, the fences. So now we have to find places that are open for us. But we'll take you along on those adventures too.
We're going to see if we can get down to the waterfront now. So we're going to go into this Lido bar. It's, from what we understand, one of the restaurants where you can get some traditional Paraguayan food. And it's got lots of good reviews, so we're going to go in and try to see a nice sit-down meal. So Roxanne's about to try the chipa wasu, which is kind of like a cornbread. Oh, I should have shown everybody what you're eating here.
It's got cheese.
And there's my meal, which is roasted chicken with sopo de Paraguay. It's good. It actually tastes like cheese bread to a certain extent.
Cheese bread.
Completely different than the chipa that Roxanne just tried, but it's very good. It's mild.
I'm having a chicken and vegetable dish, and it looks absolutely delicious. It's about, this meal is about $5. Pretty good deal, and I'm so excited to eat this.
On our way back to our apartment, we wanted to stop and film this monument. It's nicely lit up at night here. This is the monument to their independence, which was declared on May 14th, 1811. So they have the monument lit up here at night. Really nice. And this is in their Plaza of Independence. Welcome to a cold, blustery day, cloudy day in Asuncion here. We were just having an in-day in our apartment today, and we thought, hey, we've been looking at this church here in the background since we got into the city here, and we thought this would be a good day to just walk over, get outside for a short while and have a look at the church that's right next to us. It's called Iglesia de la Encarnacion. I'm going to flip the camera and give you a view of it. Here's the view out our terrace, terrace, I guess. And the church is just literally half a block away from us. And it's got a nice dome, and from Google Maps it looks like it takes up about half a city block. So we're going to go have a look. And what's interesting is the first night we were here, there was a power outage, and we saw a bunch of people that had been in this church got up on the roof and walked out onto the roof to, I think, watch the sunset. So they were all standing up here on the roof the same night we got into Asuncion, I guess. So let's go check out this church. So this church has a very unassuming entrance to it. It's along the street here with other apartments and buildings, and the entrance is literally just this driveway in, and it's a beautiful red brick church that Roxanne is saying that she had read was built in 1909.
See, it could have an entrance over here.
It almost looks like there's a second floor there with rooms up there. Beautiful wooden windows. This might be as far as we get in seeing this church. It's huge. And it's bordering the street here. We're up about a story and a half here from the street next to us on the left. Oh, and there's a working clock tower. It's ringing 4 o'clock. Up at the very top. Sorry, I can't. There's the clock tower at the top. These huge, beautiful wooden doors.
Maybe the entrance is this way.
We found the entrance. What I thought was the entrance was actually the back of the building, I think. Oh, and there's the bell tower and the clock tower all in one. Oh, it's huge.
It's huge.
I don't know how well the camera is showing this, but these columns, I'm thinking diameter is, well, you can see, huge columns. And at the very top in the dome, there's a walkway around the dome there, up there. I can't help but wonder how the people got on the roof the other night. That's way up. beautiful, elegant, simple church. And what's nice about some of the churches is that they're open and you can come and visit them. There's the center dome. With the side altars. Oh, and a pipe organ. Stained glass. Beautiful. I'm zooming in on the pipe organ because from what we read, this church is only one of 2 churches in Paraguay that has a pipe organ. So this church, Iglesia de la Encarnacion, was originally started to be built in 1893, and in 1992 it was declared a National Historic Site. It's in desperate need of restoration, and it does appear from the bricks that they are deteriorated quite badly. So this is the front of the church, and we are here at the time of closing, so we need to exit the yard. In order to get a view of the dome, I think we have to be at least half a block away. We're right up against the building, and it's so tall, I can't show you a shot of the dome.
Look at the bricks.
Oh, and there's Roxanne, architect, looking at the
Don't make fun of me.
the restoration that's needed.
Yeah. I hope it gets it, because it's a very pretty church.
Yeah, you can see the bricks are deteriorating. So here's our exit. Good day. We are at the Museo de Belles Artes. We're about to go in and show you in this museum of art here. This is really impressive. It's fabric art. Coming in the museum, there was no fee. We just had to sign in. Our name, passport number. So we'll show you around this museum. The Museum of Belles Artes.
It looks like this is like an exhibit here, a temporary one, because it's blocking all the other art.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but still pretty. It's kind of neat. I want this one. I like that.
And Roxanne particularly likes this painting here, which looks like possibly a picture of a Plaza Armas. Here's a painting of the Cathedral of Asuncion by Wolf Benderek. That's quite nice. That's one of the sites we saw here.
So we're just leaving the museum. It was quick. You don't need much time, maybe 20 minutes. There was an art exhibit there, it was lovely. It was very nice, but unfortunately it was covering lots of the permanent art in there, so we couldn't see lots of it. It was free. It doesn't take long to go through. It's a very small little place, but worth a stop, I think.
Yeah, it was very, very nice art.
Yeah, it was nice. So we are just gonna continue on our walk here.
Here is the Asuncion railway station from years gone by. I saw some signage that it's being restored, or at least part of it is being restored. It's a beautiful old building.
So I just wanted to let everybody know that Asuncion has this really cool thing here, the QR codes, and you just scan it and read about the history and the information about the exhibit or the museum that you're seeing. They have them located throughout the city, and I think it's a really cool thing. I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
So we just bought our tickets to go into the Railway Museum at the ticket counter here. They were 10,000 pesos each, which works out to about $1.80 Canadian. So well worth the ticket price to come into this museum. So today is a Saturday, and we lucked out that we actually got into some of the parks. They're open today. It looks like they're setting up for some kind of event. There's like vendors setting up booths and so on.
Restaurants.
And there's a market over back in the plaza area. So we're lucky enough to get into the plazas today. So we'll take you around and show you a bit of the plazas now that we can be inside them. Here we're in the Plaza Constitution. With the primary monument for their independence of May 14th, 1811. So the plazas are primarily just green spaces with
Lots of benches.
lots of walkways and benches and monuments and art, statues. And I think one plaza becomes another plaza without an actual fence or border. We're in Constitution Plaza, and I think right next to it, with no visible separation, is Independence Plaza. And yeah, they're setting up booths. And for those of you who didn't see our earlier footage of the plazas when we were out before, all the plazas were closed down and locked and gated, and we weren't able to get in, and we had found out they had closed down the public plazas for security because they were concerned about. So right now we're in Plaza de Armas, and the monument here in Plaza Armas is what appears to be a replica. It's made out of metal. It doesn't look that way, but it looks like a huge tree that's been cut off at the top. The Plaza Armas is right across from what is now a cultural center and museum. And in that building, that previously was the National Congress 20 plus years ago, but it's been converted into a cultural center and museum. And right across from the plaza, the yellow building in the background is a national police station. And today in the plaza they're setting up for some sort of event. There's no crowd here yet, but there's workers setting up their vendors, tents, and so on. So there's probably going to be an event in here at some time over the weekend.